This podcast is recorded at the Zone Gym studio.
You're listening to the Raw Reality Podcast hosted by Tori and Fit with Lily. Guess who's back? Back again.
I swear whenever you say, I'm going to start, you just break out in a song. Every time.
Well, for one, we're both back, but for two, I'm back.
For good.
So, guys, thank you for being patient with us. We needed a bit of a break because firstly, we hadn't had one all year.
Yeah.
Secondly, September was like insane.
Yeah. I have no words for September.
No, honestly.
It felt like the longest
year.
month of my life, but equally the fastest month of my life.
I know, and just like non-stop.
Yeah.
So
Dead.
There's that. But we owe you guys a massive update. So we're dedicating today's episode to just life updates, catch you up on everything.
Basically, let's strap yourself in because I don't even remember the last time we spoke to you, but Tori hadn't competed, I hadn't competed, and now Tori's moved home. I've completely done all my shows. There is a lot to go through.
There is. But we do have one thing that probably we should rewind to put this at the start of the episode because we forgot. But if you're not signed up to our email list, then I probably would.
Yes.
Because 2026 is going to be wild. And one of our, not biggest,
I'm probably the most excited for this.
Yeah, me too. So excited. But it's going to be launched to our email list first before it is announced. So if you're not on the email list, go to the link in our bio and you can sign up there to get first access and all the things. But
I think we can almost say so then they know.
Okay.
It's just think retreat.
Yep.
Few nights away. Girl bestie vibes.
Girl club wellness retreat vibes.
That's all.
Yeah, that's what we'll say.
Limited spots.
Very limited. So if that sounds like something you're keen on, sign up to the email list. You're going to get all the info and where you can register. So yeah, you heard it here first.
Yeah. Let's just
where do we even start?
I don't even know because I don't even remember when we recorded last.
I know, neither.
And it was probably interstate, so I probably hated it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I actually can't even tell you, but we'll just go from the top of our list and move through.
You start.
Okay. Well, obviously last time we spoke, I was living in Melbourne and I'm now living on the Gold Coast. So basically let's just rewind. Post, I don't even know when we spoke, but I'm just going to go from start of September.
Yeah.
I would say I was enjoying training still and doing all the things. And so the work we were focusing on was lead up to nationals, which was end of September. So that was our biggest focus. I was having good days and then really bad days and then good days and then just trying to distract myself and keep myself as busy as possible, which I was really busy. We had Jackson's grand final, which third grand final in 4 years and they lost by 10 points. And
so wait, have they won of those grand finals?
No, they've lost 3 of the 4. Yeah.
So they've won 1?
No, they weren't in the...
You just said they lost 3 grand finals.
Yeah, they've lost 3 of the last 4 grand finals. They weren't in...
Oh, they weren't in one of them following.
And the last 4 years is Southport being in the VFL. So they've been in the 4... they've been in 3 of the 4 that Southport have been in the VFL.
What the fuck is wrong with
I don't know. But, so that was absolutely heartbreaking, especially because we've watched the last 2... Anyway, it just didn't happen for them, but they did well to come back because they did not touch the scoreboard in the first quarter. So to do
when
that,
I first looked at the scoreboard, I was like, "Fuck!"
Yeah, literally good luck, and we were just oh, okay. And then third quarter was a draw, and then doggies just took it away. But I'm not going to get into it because I'll get really angry about it. But yeah, sad. And obviously you just move on with it. But now it's at a point where Jackson's deciding if he's going to play footy or not next year. And
such a big decision.
Yeah, we don't really know what he's going to do. It's just a wait and see until he has a light bulb moment. And then basically that same weekend I had my club comp, which was my second last comp. And it was just basically a trial run to get ready because we don't have anyone we're against in Victoria. And it was good. We scored a 29, which is crazy. I think the judges were a bit generous. And we had a fall in our third routine, which is obviously not ideal, but good to get it out that day then at nationals. And then from there, basically it was just literally grinding it out until the next week was nationals.
Yeah.
Should I talk about nationals or you go?
I'll talk about states. to
Yeah,
start
yeah,
off
because
with.
that's the same weekend.
Yeah. So the same weekend that Tori had her like states, essentially, I had my states for competing. And I went into this competition really stressed. I have no idea why. Like my peak week, my goal was to relax and I could not relax. I think the last like 3 weeks before that, like I was like burnt out like mentally more than anything. So I was like kind of really struggling. And then all of a sudden I was like, you think that peak week's going to fix everything and it fixes absolutely nothing. Like it literally, the word peak week, people make it such a big deal and it's literally like nothing changes. You can just get carbs like maybe 3 days before you compete. And that's kind of like, people think it's going to be this miraculous thing that can bring in your body and stress levels, blah, blah, but like it literally, it's just the word. It's basically like a week out from comp is essentially what it is. So there was just like a lot on that week and bless Taylor, love him, but he also stayed in our house. And then my family came up and then Cade families came up. So like there was just a lot of socializing that week. And when you're already depleted, I was like, holy shit, this is just a lot. But I felt like I was bringing like a really good package. And then I started to get stressed about not knowing how I was going to look on stage because you know that like you have improved, but you don't know how much. Like for example, acro. Okay, cool. You've gotten like let's say you do a triple back, right? Like you know that you've elevated and you can compete that skill. I actually don't know what I'm going to look like on stage. And I found that that was like what was giving me the most anxiety out of everything. Because I was like, okay, what happens if I don't improve or what happens if I don't kind of place how I want to place? And I really just had to try to take that expectation off myself because it was the expectation at the end of the day. And Emma said something to me that just like stuck by me. And she was like, Lily, at the end of the day, if you don't place or you don't do well, it just means that people are better than you. And that's okay. Like it doesn't take away from your work. It just means they're better. And like that is what it is. And I was like, that's actually so true. And I don't know why that just like stuck with me, but it did. It's like, okay, if you don't do as well, there's people that were just better than you and just accept that fact. So I then obviously competed that day and was like above and beyond like my wildest dreams. I came first in my open class, which was insane. So to give you some context, last season or like last IFBB season, I did first timers, which was true novice, and then novice and opens. And at states, I placed first in first timers and novice, and then I got first call outs in my open class. So because I've competed before and I've won a class, I couldn't do first timers or novice this season, so I could only do open. And because I got first call outs last time, my essential goal was to just place. But then like I didn't want me not placing to kind of like take away from the experience of the day. So I was just like fighting demons in my own mind. And then anyways, I placed first and I was like genuinely in shock. Like if you see the video, you can actually see the shock in my face because I was like, what the fuck? Like I knew last time I think I got like fourth, just kind of like from the rankings and what I could see on the day. But this time I got first, which was crazy. And against like insane girls who did so well. And I was just like, oh, honestly on cloud nine, like it was just a dream come true. But I also feel like I didn't really soak it in as much because I had back-to-back peak weeks and then I had a client competing the next day that I had to drive to Sunny Coast too. So I was just like kind of all in the feels, but then equally like had to get straight back into it. So I couldn't really like celebrate and really like actually realize like what I achieved. I think like Cade was more excited than me, even though like I still cried and still felt all the emotions. I was like, okay, now like reflecting back, like that was actually insane. So yeah, we placed first in my open class at States.
Yeah, it's literally like for us, it's like we can be so proud, but then the judges can give you a shit score.
Yeah.
And you can't control that. It's like the same as like someone doing better than you, like good on them. Like you just can't control it. There was like one of our girls was like bawling her eyes out. And I was like, wait, are you happy with your routine and your performance? She was like, yeah. I'm like, so put the score aside because you can't control that and just be happy. And it's so hard to like differentiate the two.
That was exactly, Kate always says, take your last check-in photos. If you're happy with your look, that's all that matters.
Literally.
That's literally all that matters because you can't control what happens when you step on the stage. This time I was way less nervous, which was so good. Like I wasn't shaking. And I found in my first season, like I was shaking. You can't stop the shaking. Like if you're shaking, good luck to you.
Oh.
And I wasn't. So I was like, okay, that's cool. Like that's a step up. Like I wasn't nervous and I like you still feel the feels, but like I wasn't terrified on stage. Yeah.
Yeah, nerves can do crazy. That was at me at Nationals. I was shaking and Holly was like, you're a bit shaky. Can we?
Yeah.
I was like, sorry.
Yeah,
my leg is shaking and
anything.
unfortunately you have to balance on it.
Yeah,
so
you're
sorry
like,
about that.
practice.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was States.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And then basically the next week we both had Nationals, which was crazy. And like this whole season, for somehow it worked out with my your 2 comps, my 2 comps, and Jackson's grand final, none of them were on the same day.
No.
Which is just like, how does that happen?
It was either Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, like, or Tuesday.
Yeah. So that was crazy. But then, basically in my peak week, was packing and packing my whole room up to go back to the Gold Coast to compete at Nationals. So I'm just going to talk about Nationals first. But we went up to the Gold Coast, trained, had our final training session Saturday in Melbourne, flew to Gold Coast, had Sunday off, trained Monday. Our Monday training session was pretty good, but like we just like didn't really drop numbers. Like the last Saturday training was so hard. And I was like, this is when we're meant to peak and then peak again Monday. And we just weren't peaking. And like we've all been sick. Like Holly got sick first, then me and Soleil. And Soleil and I still have this cough that just like won't piss off. And so obviously feeling sick, but then also like absolutely exhausted. There was no like peak, which just wasn't great. And then day 1 of comp was Tuesday. And we were honestly just excited, like knowing it was our last comp. That was the one I saw, yeah. Knowing it was our last comp and just like going in to enjoy it. But then equally, I felt actually quite nervous because I felt like we had such an expectation from the World Cup, which like naturally happens. And it's just like you did that well overseas against the best. Like you should come here and be fine and like match those scores or match those routines. So all I wanted to do was hit because I knew if we hit, then we'd be fine. So that was like just the biggest thing, like just trying to not be nervous so things weren't shaky, but then just trying to like enjoy the moment as the last one.
Yeah.
So Monday or Tuesday we had balance and dynamic. And again, like we just went out and hit 2 routines beside like put the nerves away. And also just enjoyed each routine, which was good. And then Wednesday we came out for combined, which I was less nervous for, but kind of just not numb, but I was kind of just like, well, like this is it kind of thing.
I think because you almost put such an expectation on yourself for it to be a big thing and then it's not a big thing, you're like, oh, well,
yeah.
cool.
It was kind of just like neutral feelings. Like I was sad, but I was excited. And it's just like it was just a weird feeling. And then, we went out and hit the routine and then we all walked off just like crying.
Yeah.
And just like stood in the walkway for like, I don't know, 3 minutes just hugging, crying. And we were national champions, which was slay. So we were up against 2 from Sydney, 1 from Perth. Excuse me. And then, it was kind of like we went in kind of going, okay, we want 4 gold medals. Like we're aiming high. Came back with 4 gold medals and our club also won International Group of the Session and overall National Group of the Year.
Crazy.
Which was crazy because like...
Well, if I like watched, when I was watching, I just like knew who was part of Team Adrenaline. Yeah. I was like, oh, yep, that was a great routine. I bet they're part of Team Adrenaline. And I saw like Mel or Steve on the side. I was like, yep, that's the one.
And it's so funny because when you're in it for so long, like a routine could come on and I could go, yep, that's that gym from Sydney. That's that gym from Perth. Like you just know people's dance and like work. But it was very good, like especially to see for our coaches, like where they've come from. I've been with them from the start to now having like, we had like 200 kids from our club at Nationals.
That's
like
crazy.
It was wild. So it was a very nice finish and I just like didn't know how I was going to feel. Like in my head, I kind of thought I was going to be like devastated that was it. And I remember sitting at awards, but right before we got our medals and I was like, I feel sweet. Like I felt so content that I was like, this just feels so right. So we like got up and got our medals and like that night we basically drove straight to Byron. But I don't know if it'll hit me later or if I'm just like genuinely just
I honestly think you just got the closure you needed.
Yeah.
Because I started watching, I know you told me not to watch it, but I started watching it.
Oh, yeah.
Like for the first 10 minutes while I was getting my nails done. And you're literally saying that you just wanted to compete knowing it was your last time.
Yeah.
And I think that knowing that you did that, it's almost like, cool, now I'm actually closing that chapter. Yeah. And also like we kind of spoken about a few times, it's like when you go to break up with your boyfriend and mentally you've broken up with them like 3 months ago, then you break up with them and you're like, oh, well,
I've already processed
it. I've already grieved them. Like I'm kind of like feeling okay. And then I honestly feel like that's what happened to you.
Yeah. And another update, I spoke on the AFL panel, which was really fun.
Oh yeah.
But one thing we were saying was when someone asked us like our career highlights, and for me, yes, like it was 2 World Cups and winning medals there. But then for Liz, she's an Olympic hurdler, her highlight was like not a small moment, but it was like she's been to like 2 Olympics or whatever, and neither of the Olympics was her highlight. And it was like going out at like a state comp, and it was like, I can't remember what she said exactly, something along like the crowd and the way she felt. And then I spoke back to the audience and I was like, that just goes to show like you think getting to the top and winning is going to be the highlight of your career. And yes, like the 2 World Cups were mine because like everything to do to get there just meant so much to me. But then it's like having that closure for me was like I've always wanted to go out there knowing it's the last. And that wasn't a World Cup. It was just nationals. And I was like, that just like felt so good.
Yeah.
And I think that's where people strive to think the top is the best.
Yeah.
And you get to the top and you're like, hey, it was actually this moment like 6 months ago that no one saw. And like that's the highlight.
Yeah.
And it was just like such an interesting like reflection because we can get so caught up in wanting more. But it's like, hey, it was that small moment.
I literally spoke about this to my dad on the phone yesterday, but also about money. And he was like, my wealthiest friends are the least happy because they work themselves into the ground every single day. And people think that they're the happiest because they have all this money. But then my friends who are like comfortable and like can still go on holidays and still do all of these things, but they're not like working till 2 a.m. in the morning and like not missing their kids and all of these things. Like they're the happiest ones. And so I do think that sometimes not that it's bad to strive for greatness at all. That's not what we're saying. But not think that the destination of where you're trying to get is peak happiness. It's almost like those little moments in the journey in between. That's where the happiness is created.
100%.
Yeah. Well,
what else happened in your life?
My nationals.
Yes.
So then I went back to back peak weeks, which essentially means like you have that peak week, you compete, and then you go again, and then you compete. So it was like 2 weeks in a row, and I have done this before, but it was for ICN, my very first season. So last year, I had like 2 weeks in between, which was like perfect timing because I had to get leaner because I think I was like 1.5 kilos or 2 kilos difference from states till nationals, and I had to get leaner. Like looking at the photos definitely was the case. Whereas this time, basically, I got my judges' feedback like really quickly, and they said that they didn't say anything about like growing muscle, which was insane because that was always been my feedback. Still, I know I still need to grow density to compete with like with the top girls, but it wasn't like that was my main feedback for states. They said hold exactly where you are if you can. They literally said in the description, this is kind of impossible to do, but we would love for you to keep the lean, like keep your upper body exactly as is, but we want your hamstrings to come in slightly more detailed. So they wanted like my hamstrings to look more detailed, but didn't want to lose any weight through my upper body. It's impossible. You can't spot reduce fat. It just is what it is. And I think I just don't have as much density through my hamstrings this season because I was focusing so much on growing my glutes that I grew them that I didn't grow my hamstrings. But like you can't grow everything at once. Like you have to put your focus into like some particular area. And that's what worked best for me. And then the slight posing adjustments. But then they were like, try this. If it looks good, don't do this. And I was like, what the fuck? So anyway, and then they also said put more extensions in, which I wasn't going to get hair extensions to begin with. And the fact they told me to put more in was crazy. So that's what I did. We ran 2 full depletion days, basically just doing rest day cals and cardio to kind of get all the carbs out of my system because I had like 4 days of like pretty high carb days. And my body went straight back down like pretty much immediately. And I hit like I was dead, like full dead. And I was like, I didn't know I could feel dead this quickly. I thought I was going to be chill, like adrenaline, feeling good. And I actually like died again. And then we kind of just pushed cals up pretty like, not standing, but like went straight to like 1600 and kind of like held there for a little bit. And then we did my carb up again. Now my carb up is like 300 to 350 like carbs, like probably like for 3 full days. And we were like looking good. I was fine, but I could tell that my body like wasn't happy. So after my first comp, my hips were fucked. Like I would do check-in photos and like one hip was like way higher than the other, like visibly noticeable. So my body was like very tight. And I don't know what happened on like states, but I think I just must have posed so intensely and like really fought for it that my body was like, nah, I'm not happy because you only pose on one side. So like I was just like all over the place. So I got a massage and myotherapy to really try and balance it out. And it definitely did help. But every time I posed, I would just cramp up within the space of 3 minutes. And I was like, oh, I just don't feel good. However, I felt really calm in comparison to states. Like nationals, I was like, I feel like I accomplished everything I wanted at states. Like I am so happy with what I bought. I want to enjoy this time because I didn't really enjoy peak week for states. So my main focus was to enjoy peak week, be calm, and that's exactly what we did. But then we got to Melbourne and I hate Melbourne. And I'm so sorry to my family. And I have no idea how Tori did this the whole year. We literally got to my family's house because we want to stay there that weekend. Now, mind you, we're like 50 minutes out of like the city. So you have to get like back and forth for tan, rego, all of the things. And we were like 2 days in. I was like, thoughts on booking like a hotel in the city? And he was like, done, let's do it. Let's go tonight. And we're like, cool, sweet, booked. And we stayed in the city, the best decision we've made because it felt like more nationals. And then we weren't driving an hour every day into the city. So that was like very good and also helped to reduce my stress levels. Anyways, wake up, comp day, a low weight, which was like not really planned, but it just kind of happened. I hit that weight, which was like 50.4 like a week earlier or so, or 50.6. I don't know. I was just like basically a new low. And it was like good because I looked good, but I found that on that day I would eat carbs, look really good, and then I'd flatten out again. So essentially what that means is your metabolism really starts to fire up. In comparison to States, I'd eat carbs, hold my fullness. I would pump up, hold my fullness. Whereas in nationals, I would eat and then I would kind of like chew through them.
Your what I eat in a day reel on comp day was so funny.
I know. If you guys go watch my what I eat in a day reel on Instagram because like it was insane. And I literally said to Beck, I was like, I am so full. She's like, Lily, you don't look it. Like you literally look flat. And I was like,
that's crazy.
Sick. But I don't even know how many cocoa bombs, like maybe half a box. So we started my exact peak on the day the same as like States because we wanted to replicate it. But then like I would like just like not be filling out. She's like, like let's eat more. And then I'd pump and I'd look good for 5 minutes and then I'd flatten out again. Now I didn't notice this myself at all. Like I just thought I looked like the exact same as last time. But like this is why it's so important to have a really good coach who you've been with for consecutive years because she can be like, this is not what you look like last time. This is flattening out. Like she was absolutely all over it. So then we started to try some electrolytes because my body holds on to those really well. And it makes just like me look a lot more pumped. So we tried that. And then I just like, kept eating and just kept flattening out. Now I think what happened was when she like left me to go backstage or like when I went backstage, she was basically just like go ham on the pump because like we really need to bring out your muscle fullness because you're not looking exactly where you were last week. Now she didn't say that, but that's basically what it was. And that's kind of what I did. But in that process, my body was like using the carbs that I just ate to expend the energy while I pumped up essentially. And that means that your metabolism is just going into overdrive. In comparison to the previous week, I wasn't using those carbs. Well, my body wasn't using those carbs to like help me pump up. It was just like holding on to them. So it can really go either way. But then if you eat too much, you can spill. There's just so many variables and you just have to peak perfectly. And it's really hard to peak back to back perfectly as like a natural athlete. So I went on stage and like I felt confident and I felt like really good. And I was like, cool, that was awesome. The girls that I beat the previous week, Hannah and Jess, they came in a million times better. And I like saw them backstage and I was like, holy shit, they like improved so much in 1 week. And I was like, I don't feel like I've improved because my feedback wasn't to improve, it was to hold. And anyways, went out, came back down and I just like knew my back pose wasn't it. Like I just had a feeling that like something was off and then I didn't even get placed top 3. The girls who beat me the previous week, who I beat the previous week, they beat me at nationals and another girl slotted in for 3rd place. So I didn't even get a first top 3 placing, but I did get first call outs and they were like comparing me to every single girl. Literally every single girl because I obviously won the week before. So they were kind of like, well, this is the standard. And because they saw my best the week before, they were like, well, she's gone backwards. In comparison to the other girls, they've gotten better. So you're going to reward the girls that got better and the people that don't. Like, I am 100% content and happy with the placings because I didn't look as good. So, like, 100%, I accept that. It was, like, obviously hard because, like, you put in all this work. You're like, oh, fuck. I think it was more of an expectation for, like, myself, other people. Everyone was like, oh, my God, you did so well. Like, can't wait to see you, like, at nationals. And then I just, like, didn't do as good. But I kind of got over it within maybe a 30-hour period. It took like 24 hours to like be like, okay, cool. And literally what everyone says is like you kind of celebrate the wins and the losses for the exact same amount of time. And now I feel so content.
And it's just like you probably can't have States nationals back-to-back peak week and also Japan.
Yeah.
Like one has to probably give somewhere. It's like last season you did not great at States but great at nationals.
Exactly.
And it's like,
even though like last season I got first at States and then second at nationals, but like the caliber was just like so, and I looked way better.
Yeah.
But it also like kind of put in a lot more like hunger and drive within me. And I've had like, to be honest, like really good seasons and really good shows and I've kind of always done what I wanted to. And this was the first ever show where I was like, I wasn't happy with that.
That's why I feel like it's so hard because you've done so well every time. Like that's one of the hardest things to be like, what's going on here?
Yeah. And I kind of like honestly needed to. So now we have we had 8 weeks until Japan. And essentially the goal was just to kind of like feel me back out and like kind of maintain my metabolism because it started to work in overdrive. Like I went out for dinner that night and then I got yochi and then we went out for dinner the next night. And between that night, it's like I went up 400 grams and like held it. And then I went out for dinner and had all this food and my weight was the exact same the next day. So that just kind of proves that my metabolism was like just going. And now it's finally going back to like normal. So we're like been sitting on 2,500 calories the past like week and a half. And I've gone up now 1.5 kilos, I think, from like, I don't really know exactly. Yeah, maybe 1.5 kilos, nearly 2. But we're like holding here for a little bit longer, pulled back slightly today, 2,200 calories, and just like holding until we kind of need to push again. Because if I kept pushing, I would have lost muscle mass and I would have come in stringy, and that wasn't our goal. And I think now knowing that I can peak so much better in Japan, like I'm excited for that.
Yeah. Just like everyone's just like so different. It's crazy.
It's so different because the amount I was eating, I can tell you right now, my friends were not even close to eating that, but then pumped up and looked so full on stage. Like it's, you don't even know what your own body's going to do. Like your coach can try to predict and try to replicate, and like you're just not going to look the same. And it is what it is. And especially being a natural athlete, like you can't control those variables. Like I was tired. My body was like at its wit end, and that's what it is. But now I have so much more energy to push in towards training. So I'm so excited to just like really push my intensity these next few weeks and see like kind of what I can do. You can't grow muscle, but I just want to like try and maintain it as much as I can and
not lose any more weight.
And not lose any more weight is our ultimate goal. Like I'll definitely get back down to 50.
Yeah.
One, but I don't think I want to be on stage the weight that I was at nationals. I was too small. Like even after Beck was showing me photos and I was like, oh, who's that? And she was like, that's you. And I was like, oh, I look horrible. And I think that's more what it was from within. I was just like, that is not what I want to look like for my rear shot. Happy with my front, my rear, I look like a 12-year-old child with chicken legs. I know I don't, but that's how I felt. Anyways, that was my nationals update, and I still had the best time and it was still so good. And honestly, it has just given me a hunger and drive to like push really hard Japan, and I have no idea what to expect in Japan. Like literally no idea.
You just truly got to go with no expectations.
Because you have your classes and there's like up to like 5 call outs. So you can get 4th call outs. That's not a thing in Australia. You get 1st or 2nd call outs. Like,
wow.
So I'm just going in as long as I'm happy with my look, could not care less.
How many times will you be on stage in Japan?
The exact same, like 1.
As nationals?
Yeah. Like it's really, really fast.
And is Beck coming?
Yes. She said she's coming.
Love that.
Queen.
Yeah, what a queen.
If you're sick of meal prep taking over your Sundays, or you're constantly on the go and skipping meals, Papa Macros has you covered. Their new menu has just dropped and it's packed with fresh, high-protein, macro-balanced meals delivered straight to your door so you can stay on track without the stress.
Whether you're bulking, cutting, or just trying to eat better without thinking about it, their meals are designed to support your goals with zero prep, zero mess, and zero guesswork.
The best part, you can actually enjoy what you're eating. Think juicy peri-peri chicken, sticky beef stir fry, creamy pastas, and so much more. It's made by real chefs using real ingredients, and it actually tastes good.
My current favorite on the menu is sweet chili chicken and rice, the protein pancakes, and the corn and zucchini fritters.
My favorite is the sweet chili prawns lean version, chicken fried rice, and the crispy chili beef and fried rice. So, so good.
You guys can use our code RAWREALITY20 for a discount at checkout and make eating well the easiest part of your week. Wowzers.
Do you have any more updates?
Yeah, quite a few.
Go.
But to adjust the elephant in the room and just like give you the update, if you want like the full-on rundown, go watch my latest YouTube video because that literally goes right into detail of like the whole update. But to speed this up a little bit, basically, as you guys know, Worlds got moved from like May 2026 to September 2026. So when that happened, there was a lot of conversations to be had and a decision to be made basically. And I spent a fair few months kind of deciding what I wanted to do, what that looked like, you know, talking to all the people around me and kind of trying to see how this could work. Basically focused on Europe. Once we got the medal in Poland, it kind of was like, okay, like you have done an incredible season off literally 4 months of training.
Insane.
Which is just literally unheard of. And like for me to think about going and doing another World Cup next year and then Worlds at the end of the year, yes, of course, like a dream would be to medal at Worlds. Like obviously that would be insane. But like, am I going to feel any more accomplished than like this moment right now? And for me, it wasn't really going to match kind of the other side of life that I've been building, if that makes sense.
And it's also like, would you be happy with the journey to get there if you didn't place. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like there was still like maybe you had a fall and like would you still feel
100%,
content?
yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just don't
like
think
you're
you're
taking a lot of risks for,
Yeah.
and I mean, that's sport, that's what it is. But for the place that I am in life, it's like this year of going back to acro wasn't, of course the success has been amazing and I wasn't going to do it unless I thought we had a chance at doing well. But it was also for me to like rewrite the ending, and I've done that better than I ever thought.
Yeah.
And that was what meant more to me. The biggest thing for me was also like I didn't want to leave the girls high and dry because they also have, they're so young, they have so much more time in the sport. But then I'm like, well, I can't say yes for their sake and then not give them 100% because I knew I couldn't do, if I wanted to go to Worlds, I wanted to be 100% in, and I wanted to be training full on and like training during the day and doing privates and like all the things. And I knew I couldn't commit to that and do well in work and podcasts and whatnot. And I had to just go what's more important. So fortunately enough, the girl that I replaced who got injured has kind of caught back up through her rehab and is able to come back in to the trio, which is just honestly, like, again, like I always say, everything happens for a reason. Worlds being moved obviously wasn't ideal, but I do think it's happened for a reason because I don't even think I probably would have got through till May next year or whatever it was. And so now she gets to come back in and have that chance. It's literally kind of all worked out. We've all had our piece of the puzzle, which like, honestly, I don't even know how it's happened, but I am super grateful. And honestly, like those 3 girls, like especially the one that got injured, like I can just see a lot of myself in her, like getting injured and just like wanting to come back and get back onto the floor and like go to Worlds because that was me. So it's really like nice. Like I want her to have that because I've done like a World Champs, 2 World Cups. Like I'm very content now with what I've done and just being able to make these memories this year. So it did kind of work out for the best, and hopefully those girls can get back on the floor and, get back to where they were, and I have no doubt that they will. But it, very seamlessly kind of came to an end. So it was nice to go out at Nationals and like finish that off and kind of hand the leotards back over to Maddie and say, all right, it's your turn now, which was really sweet. And now I can just like go back into the gym and like when they all make Worlds, I was like, you guys best believe I'm going to be at the gym screaming at you guys before you go to Worlds and like helping you where I can and supporting you. But it does feel very like right.
Yeah.
I feel so content being back home and just like ready to push business. And it was something that we actually speak next week with Beck on the podcast about making decisions for future you. And that's where like this came into play for me, was like I had to really think about this next decision I make is going to impact my future. And for me right now, it's business, relationship, trying to start a family eventually and like working on my health and my hormones and things to like get that in order. And like my coach had a kid at 26. So like she understands where I'm coming from. And that was obviously a big help just to be like, okay, like I'm not, 20 or 19 anymore. Like I've built this entire life out of acro, which was also another easy step to like leave because when I first left at 19, I had nothing to my name. No money, no partner, no job, like nothing. It was just acro. So now leaving, it's a sweet ending.
Yeah.
If it can be. So yeah, that's kind of the short of it. But if you want the long, go watch my vlog. And it kind of gives you all the details of me in the last 2 weeks of training, just like going through the feels, making reels, crying, then being really happy, then being sad. It's like, oh my God, last training. And just going all through the emotions, but I didn't expect to feel the way I feel, that's for sure.
Which is good.
Yeah, I'd much rather feel this way.
I think it just proves like how good of a life you have built to come home and be excited to be home and excited to start your next chapter, which is really cool to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's like the major updates. But we both have like a few little updates.
We do.
I dyed my hair.
She did.
She went back blonde.
Now, I really like it. But I have said since get-go to stay dark.
Yeah. You have.
So what was the reasoning behind the blonde?
I was just bored, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
I just was bored and I was like, I just want to change it up. And we're coming into summer. I wanted a bit of like summery vibe to me. But I also felt that like sometimes the dark was like really washing me out because my face is like quite naturally pale and I like always cover my face in the sun. I put sunscreen on, whatever. And I don't really fake tan my face because I'll break out. So my face is naturally quite pale. So I felt the dark was just sometimes like really washing me out.
It's made you look more mature, which is very rare because it's normally darker makes you look more mature. But I reckon it's made you,
Yeah.
It's giving like mummy.
I'm a mommy.
I'm a mommy.
But no, I really, really like it. And I just like wanted some like brightness. Like it's very still natural.
Yes.
And this like all the underneath is like literally my complete natural. I just wanted some highlights, a bit of like Tam Cray vibe.
No, it looks so good.
And I just was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to do it.
No.
And if I hated it, I could just get a gloss and go back brunette. So
exactly,
whatever.
yeah.
But it was not as cheap as brunette, but that's okay.
And not as healthy. My hair is, I hate it.
It's looking better.
Thank you. But just like, I don't even want to talk about her. It is getting so much better. And I just love my hair blonde. And I just want it to be blonde all the time. And it's it doesn't want to be. I get it dyed and in 2 weeks, it's darker.
Yeah.
Anyways, this past week has been amazing. We had Soph's wedding on Thursday.
Did. Basically, Lily finished nationals and then I finished nationals.
Yes.
We drove all straight to Byron and celebrated Soph's wedding, which was just...
She looked so good.
She literally is like a real life angel.
No, real life angel. I don't know when this episode is going live on Monday. I don't know when we're going to post photos.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm just waiting until she's completely done like the reception and posted both dresses, and then like we'll do a dump, so you'll see everything then.
Yeah.
But it's always like so weird because I'm like, no one knows who went to the wedding. It feels weird.
Literally.
It feels so weird.
I know, it's like we're lying, we're holding a secret
I
back.
know.
But like the whole day or afternoon was just beautiful, and like the second she walked down the aisle, sobbing, and like just watching like Soph and then Sam and then Soph and then Sam.
I know.
Like Sam was just like so in the zone and just like even at the reception dancing, like he was just all eyes on her.
Yeah.
I mean, like, of course, she was stunning. But just watching him be so present and just like, oh, it was such a beautiful night.
And then there was free alcohol. Now, Tori and I didn't drink, but our boyfriends drank. All I'm going to say is...
Oh, my God. I don't know how Jackson's hands were not sore.
He just clapped, I'm going to say for 2 hours straight.
Literally. And he was like, yep, woo.
Literally. And then Cade never dances, and he danced.
Was like, neither does Jackson. Like him and Cade were ripping up the dance floor.
No, they were.
And Cruz.
Like in a funny way. You know how like I just remember flashing back to times when I would go out and I just like saw, it was just like I hated my ex drunk, and I was just like, I'm annoyed, you're acting like an idiot, and like you just like don't want to see your partner drunk. Seeing Cade and Jackson drunk,
so funny.
Highlight. Yeah. I was like, this is so much fun. They're still like bringing us into it. Then we're dancing like dead sober, and it was just like, oh, it's the. And
then they started like a conga line that no one else joined. It was literally Cade, Cruz, T, and Jackson.
Yeah, I was like, what is happening? But it was so much fun. And then like out by 10 and asleep by like midnight. Yeah,
it was pretty beautiful. And then we just all had brekkie the next day and drove back home, and like that was kind of when things stopped for like a hot second.
Yeah.
Stopped in the sense of like event. Oh, actually no, it didn't, because I had Jackson's best and first
the
next night. But neither of us, or I think Jackson had a couple, but
nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy, because he had work the next day and we were just like, we were done.
Yeah.
Done with events and comps and dressing up and whatnot.
Yeah.
So that was like when things kind of, slowed down a little bit. Like work was like, okay, now I need to work because I haven't worked all week.
No, literally.
And then I like got real sick. Like I'd been sick for about 4 weeks now with this cough. And then, yesterday morning I woke up and I was like, oh my God, I've been hit by a bus.
Yeah.
Like we went for our sunrise walk, came back, and we both slept for like an hour and a half.
You probably just didn't need to go for that walk.
No, I didn't. But then this morning we slept in.
And thank God, same. And it was cloudy.
It was cloudy. I woke up 5:30, saw the clouds. I was like, yes, go back to sleep.
How good is that feeling when you plan to sleep and it's cloudy? Because I was actually thinking last night, it's either going to be cloudy or a really nice sunrise because there's clouds right now. And I was like, please, for the love of God, be cloudy. And it was.
Yeah, I was so happy about it. And I'm walking this afternoon, so I was like, it's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like those times where, and I think we're very good at this, but like we're go, and our body gets through until we stop. And then it breaks down. It's exhausted. It's tired. Like I'm planning on basically having all of October off the gym because I had to come in yesterday and film. And I was like, I hated every second of that squat and that kickback and
RDL.
I was like, I hate it all.
Yeah.
I just want to walk. Like I just feel like I've done, and I'm also injured my back on the last day of comp. So that wasn't great. But I just am like, I'm resting and we're going to get so many steps. Because we're going to America.
Yeah, not where.
Not
she, her,
I'm going to America
Tori.
with Christina in literally, if you're listening real time on Monday, I'm going tomorrow.
So, like, she comes back, right? And then fucks off.
No, for real. I'm so excited for America, but it is way too soon. Like, yesterday I was in a foul mood because I was like, the house needed to be completely redone.
Again?
No, like from when I got home. So I spent 9 hours cleaning the house. 9 hours. Then the next day, maybe 4. Still not done yet. I also need to unpack, like, my life from Melbourne. So there's all of that. But I've done a pretty good job. But that's like, I just haven't stopped.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just feel like America's like too soon, but like equally so excited. And the reason we booked this trip is because Christina and I are going to Chris Brown in New Orleans.
They are.
Literally like day 2 of us arriving, I'm pretty sure.
I literally couldn't even tell you what song he sings. So it's that. I could sing along if it comes on the radio.
Yeah.
So hence why I'm like
That's
jealous,
okay.
but I'm like not too jealous.
Yeah. So we go from New Orleans for like 2 nights and then we go to New York. We're actually not New York for 4 nights. I thought it was 3, but today I was sitting there, I was like, Christina, we're there for 4. So that's a slay. And the second night in New York, I'm going to Tate McRae.
So we have some issues. Tori's going to Tate McRae.
Without her.
Without me. We share this passion.
If you
this
weren't
love.
doing Japan, you would 100% be there.
I would be. Yeah.
I know.
It's okay though, because what's going to happen is she's going to FaceTime me if there's reception. If there's not, it's okay because I will be sent the videos shortly after. And then when she comes to Australia, Tori can like explain a few things and I know everything and then I'll be like able to have the time of my life.
Yeah. So it just like, I didn't plan that. It just happened and a friend told me and I was like, that's the second night I'm there at Madison Square Garden. Cannot not go.
My God.
So, you know, I'm going also by myself because Christina's not really a Tate fan and I was like, well, it's going to be a Madison Square Garden full of girls.
Yeah,
so like
true.
it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
So that's going to be so much fun. And then from New York, we go to LA for like 3 days, I think. Basically eating, walking, shopping, doing all the things and just like content.
Yeah.
And I'm honestly just like switch the fuck off. Yeah. Like, because this year's been crazy.
No.
So yeah, I leave in like 6 days.
That is wild.
Yeah.
Literally so crazy. Last week, obviously I had like my first meals out and Kate and I went on a dinner date to Maggie Chew on Saturday night, which was so nice and like so needed. So basically like my goal for last week was to be on plan and track when I could. And then I had specific meals out. So like the wedding, I went out for breakfast once, 2 dinners and the date night. So it was actually quite a few times, but as long as like my weight was maintaining and not fluctuating, like I was good to go. And that's like exactly what happened. And it just like goes to show how good my relationship was like with food because I felt like so content. There wasn't a moment of like feeling like I have to overeat or anything like that. I was just like very proud of how I navigated last week while equally not restricting and still being like it's okay to go out because I have a few friends who are also doing Japan and had like one off-plan meal and been on ever since and their calories aren't as high. So like there was a few moments where I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't be. Maybe I don't want it bad enough or whatever it is. But like literally I had 8 weeks in between seasons and I'm already pretty much like close to stage weight and I get to. And it's actually going to help me physically and mentally to then be able to push again. Yeah. So like everyone post-comp is so different. So like you just can't compare. But on Saturday night, I went to Maggie Chew, which is in Broad Beach. You have to go. I can't believe I haven't been before. Have you been?
Yeah, I went with some friends once and then I went with Jackson once.
So good.
Yeah.
We got the Feed Me menu. Delicious. And like everything on the menu, I was like, I want that. So we're going to have to go back. We're going to have to like go again because there's so many things I want to try. So that was just like so nice, so wholesome. And also Taylor Swift came out with an album.
She did.
So when it first came out, I have a problem with albums when I first listen to them. No matter who the artist is, I never fall in love straight away.
No, me too. I didn't even fall in love with Tit for Tat when it came out.
Same.
First day I was like, well, it's not her best.
Yes.
And now I'm like, oh, I'm obsessed.
I have to know the lyrics. I have to know the tune. I have to know the reason behind the song. Like it takes me a few goes. At the start I was like, they all sound the same. I was like, what? This like literally is the same album. And then the more I've listened to it every single day, the more I'm in love. So my 2 favorite is number 1, Cancelled, which I feel like is like a lot of people's favorite. Eldest Daughter. Now I know that the lyrics are kind of like interesting. She literally says like savage and boss bitch, which is like
not Taylor.
But also it's like a fun pop album. Like what are you going to expect? Like, and it is a really good song. And then I've kind of fallen in love with the song called Honey as well, which is like a very sweet song.
Yeah, so I need to listen a bit more because I have gotten into my Taylor Swift.
She has, which is crazy.
I have this like album on my Spotify called called Sundays. And it's
yes,
like
you do.
Olivia Dean, Taylor Swift.
We got Olivia Dean tickets.
We got Olivia Dean tickets. So excited. It's like literally a year away.
I
But
don't
it's
know
fine.
any songs besides
You got a
Honey,
year.
but I will like no.
I just like she's such a because we played so many on the Hens weekend.
Yes.
And it's just like a drive in summer, windows down, vibing kind of songs, and I just love her.
Yeah.
She's also beautiful.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all happening. I forgot what I was saying.
Yeah. Taylor Swift. Yeah. So there's that.
I have a thing.
Yes.
Fashion. So I've really just like come into putting effort into my fashion.
So should we just like, if you're watching, just like look at us right now.
Hey guys. Define and casual clothes.
Yeah.
Just like firstly like booking America, I was like me and Christina want to have some sleigh outfits, and also Japan.
And also Christina slays the fashion.
She does.
Like
she does.
really good.
So I've just been like, you know, getting a few things here and there and just like Pinteresting a lot to like put outfits together. So I've just been putting a lot of time and effort into it. Like this morning I got up, straight away put jeans on, didn't even put activewear on. And it was crazy. I just like felt so good and like showered jeans felt perfect.
Jackson like, who the fuck is this girl?
Yeah, he didn't really say anything, but he was just like weird. And then Christina came over and she just looked absolutely amazing.
Classic.
But Lily, on the other hand, we've got some work to do.
Oh, I want to be a fashion girl so bad. I don't know what it is.
It's finding your style. I feel like you haven't found that yet.
No, but I've been looking for 3 fucking years.
I know. But the problem is that I've found is like when you go to the shops, you just like roaming around and like you're not like online shopping is where it's at.
I think that's my issue. I think I just need to do a huge Princess Polly order.
Yeah.
And like just get everything.
I'm going to like put a cart together for you.
Yes.
And then we're going to go through it.
Yes.
And we need to pick like outfits.
Yes.
Then you can mix and match.
Okay, because I think my thing is I open Princess Polly. There's like 78 pages. I'm like,
yeah, you need to know what you need to buy.
like cross, not doing that. We're not dealing with that one. Or I'll put it in the basket and never get it.
Yes.
So my problem is like I just like never purchase. But I can do like everything else but that. And then also I've really struggled this year like with my body changing so much in the way of like nothing fits me. So I like go to put my jeans on and they're literally falling down. I'm like, I'm not wearing that. And then I put on a top and I'm like, that's too loose. But then in 2 months' time it's too tight. I'm like,
yeah, that's hard.
It's so annoying. So then I just don't buy anything. And then I literally, we went for dinner Saturday night and to like the movie premiere last night. I was literally like, what do I wear? I literally like wore the exact same thing. And I was like, I hate all my clothes. And then it makes me feel bad. So I just like, I'm loving activewear right now. So it is what it is.
That's okay. We're going to do like a big Princess Polly order because they're just like, they've got everything.
They do.
And you just need some nice like little slides. You need some nice belt. You need
I
some
need jeans.
You need jeans, some cardigans, some cool t-shirts, nice tops.
Yeah. I tell you, I know. I got the awful movie tanks last night. Tori made me buy them. I got the black and the white. She's wearing one right now and I'm very excited for it to come.
They're so good. Like white tanks you can never find. That don't show your entire boob without a bra because like we don't really need bras.
No.
It's thick. It sits perfectly. It's comfortable.
Yeah. I need it. I tell you whose fashion like I think would look really well for me. It's just like seeing like Ome's YouTube and like Instagram. I feel like her fashion is all like almost my fashion.
Yeah.
That's kind of like what
Except the 3/4 skirts. I don't see you in a 3/4 skirt.
Okay, no, but I don't hate them.
Yeah, neither do I.
Because
but
legs
I'm just, like,
are my like. As long as you can see my stomach, I think it will work. But if you cut off my stomach, I think it will look fucked. But yeah, I'm not because I can go really girly girl. Yeah. Or I just give up.
Yeah. We're just gonna find the.
Yes, we're just gonna find the happy medium. So I also really want to get the shoes I used to diss so much. The Birkenstocks. The covered ones.
Know. If you guys listened way back when Sebastian was here in the scene, we dissed the Birkenstocks.
Yeah, but I feel like.
But we really like them.
Yeah. I have one more update.
Yeah.
So behind the scenes the last 2 months, you're probably like, Lily, why have you been so stressed? And that is because Cade and I have joined businesses together to create Next Level Performance, which is so exciting, but it has been a lot. So essentially, like, we both have our own online businesses, right? Like, we literally both do coaching. So we're like, why? My, like, specialty is, like, I'm very good at, like, I guess you call it client care and, like, all of, like, basically client retention and looking after them and, like, I just, like, forming relationships I'm really good at. Cade is really good at, like, the sales and at the, like, strategic and the strategies behind business. And then, like, his downfall was, like, the client retention and my downfall was, like, sales and the strategy. So put us together makes way more sense. And I've been hesitant to do it for so long just because, number one, money terrifies me and just, like, having control over that. And then also, number two, I didn't want it to affect our relationship because I don't want, like, everything to be always about business. So we kind of have been like going back and forth like this, I'm going to say the last like few months going through it. And then we just like, why not do it? So we ran the challenge together and it was really successful. So we just kind of like fell into place and put like stepping stones in place. And we have like fully launched this huge business behind the scenes. Now we have like 2 full online coaches like under us that are already full-time, and like it's literally insane how fast that came along. So that has been full on just trying to like set those up, because I've also been doing that while still running my
Like,
own
what a
coaching
time
business.
to do it, honestly.
No. While also like
Could have been like after Japan.
no, peak week was when our second client came on. No, second coach came on.
Yeah.
Peak week. Like, anyways. And so like it was so incredible, and I'm very happy we have like done that, because the timing, it sounds fucked, but it kind of was really good, because now that's all done, I already feel calmer and it's like a little bit easier already, which is great. But we've also joined our finances. Now, if you have like been listening to this podcast for a while, you would know that like I literally have like this huge block around money and sharing money, and I'm very protective over it just because of like things in my past. And this was like a huge thing for me to be like, okay, I like trust you. We're joining this and we're doing this thing, and it's already made such a big difference to like how I view money, how I treat it, as well as like to grow a business. It's already like boomed so quickly because I kind of like let my guard down almost. So sometimes your own limiting beliefs and like, I guess you'd say like past trauma can hold you back. And like the second you kind of push through that and you know that like whatever's happened in the past, like if you don't carry it into the future, it's not going to happen unless like you make it happen. You know what I mean? So that has been really cool to see, and it's been the best decision so far. And yeah, I'm very excited for it. So it was a crazy, that's also why September was absolutely insane, but is well and truly paid off. And yeah, now we have our coaching business together, which we haven't even announced. It's just like all been behind the scenes. And yeah, really fun.
Crazy.
So crazy.
It's literally all happening.
It is all
for all
happening.
of us.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much up to scratch.
Yeah.
It's just like nice, like being home. Like last night, Lily and I went to a movie premiere. Jackson and Cade were at Lily's house until we were home.
Yeah.
Morning beach walks with us and Cruz and Christina. And then we've started Sunday night family dinners rituals. So we're going to like alternate houses every Sunday. And it just feels clean.
I feel like this is already why I feel better this week.
Yeah.
Is like because I've got like my people back and I'm just like, oh.
And even just like our meeting, we met with Amelia yesterday.
Yeah.
Work stints, like I'm just like, oh.
Summer is coming.
Like the
Summer
weather is
getting
insane.
earlier.
Yeah.
Oh.
So good. But thank you guys so much for listening. We love you. We're so happy to be back.
Yeah.
And we're here till Christmas Day with lots to come. So love you guys. Thanks for being patient, and we'll speak to you next week.
Bye.